Hey everybody, Signet here with the Bullish Bears. I want to do an introduction to Tastyworks. Now, right now you're looking at my Thinkorswim platform. The market's closed. I put in an order to buy one contract of an option for X steel. What I want you to look at is the cost of the trade including commissions. This trade is going to cost me 65 cents to open the trade. It'll cost me another 65 cents to close the trade. That's my commissions on Thinkorswim. All right. Now, this isn't a commercial about, commission rates or anything like that. Obviously, if the trade is so bad that that commission is going to cause me a problem, then I've got more issues than brokers. But I wanted to start this by looking at Thinkorswim because the guy who created Thinkorswim, his name is Tom Sosnoff. He sold this to TD Ameritrade years ago, and he opened up a social media platform called Tastytrades. And then from that, he opened up a new broker called Tastyworks. So the guy who created Thinkorswim created Tastyworks. And one thing that he has said in interviews is that on the Thinkorswim platform, they wanted to give everybody anything that was requested if it was something that they could do. So they put everything in it. It has calculators and widgets. It monitors the moon. It looks at markets all around the world. It's got news. Just about everything you could want, it's in there. And when he was asked about it, he said, well, when he created a new broker, what he didn't want was all that bloatware. That's his words, not mine. He said he wanted a lightning fast platform where the servers had one job, and that was to help you get a fill. He didn't want the servers to be tasked with paper trades or finding the news or just doing anything else. So this thing is state-of-the-art, high-frequency trading servers. The algorithms are designed to get you the fastest fill and to get you accurate data so that you can get your trade done. It's got multiple platforms. It's on the web. It's on your phone. You can get it on your desktop. So those three ways. They constantly come out with new upgrades. They're always trying to tweak it or adjust it, make it a little bit better. The desktop version is not exactly the same as the web version. So there is going to need to be another walkthrough for the web. But I'm mainly going to deal with the desktop version today. Now, before I log in, I want to go over to their website for a moment. Just kind of take a second to go through a few things. I'm not sure every place that you can trade these smalls, but this is a whole new futures product, and they're on a place called the Smalls Exchange. You can trade these from Tastyworks. You can trade them at Ninja Broker, and you can trade them at Tradeovate. You cannot trade them on Thinkorswim. These are brand new futures that really just haven't quite caught on yet in the marketplace, but they're growing, and I absolutely love these things. This gives you an exposure to a market that is fresh and new, and while it's not very liquid yet, it's something that I've got to encourage you guys to check out as another vehicle to trade. We want to stay as diverse as we can, have alternative sources of income, and these smalls are absolutely amazing. So make sure you go and check those out as well. They are also a product, if you don't recognize the emblem, of a Tastyworks Tastytrade thing, because Tom Sosnoff was one of the main people involved in getting these created. So the Tastyworks platform, guys, when I first opened an account here, I needed to transfer a retirement account from a job that I no longer worked at. I was going to work for myself, be an at-home trader, and I had this retirement account that I wanted control of, and I thought this was going to be a very tricky thing to get done. And I called these people up, and it was just so easy. I didn't know what I needed to do. I didn't even know what words to use to explain to them what I needed. And I spoke to someone right here in America who understood exactly what my problem was and was able to help me get it done very fast. And it felt good. They didn't talk down to me. I wasn't stuck, waiting, listening to elevator music forever. It was just a really nice experience. If you don't live in America, they deal with international accounts. Um, you can open way more than one. Very simple. I didn't have to go through a lot of different exercises about how long I've been trading and what I know, and do I have to prove what I know and ask for special permissions. All I had to do was open an account. It was very simple, very easy, very intuitive, just very comfortable. I can't tell you how nice that is to be able to do that. I'm on their website right here, and you can see how they've got things broken down. If you need help with taxes, if you want to understand margin or buying power more, if you've got questions about withdrawals or deposits, you can just click on the available link, and it'll take you right over, and you can go through it, and you can always ask for help. It was just such a great experience. All right, so we're going to get off of that page, and we're going to look at who created this. So this guy right here on the far right, that's Tom Sosnoff. This guy's been around the marketplace for a long, long time. Reputation matters, and once you've burned your reputation, you can't get it back. And this guy has dedicated his life to helping people like us gain access to the market. He thinks that retail traders have a leg up in this market, and that we are the ones with the edge. And he wants to help everybody get there. Everything that he does is focused on that. From his media side, where he opened up Tastytrades, which was all about media for the retail trader, and he continued to fight against the institutions and complained about brokerages so much that he finally went and opened a new brokerage, Tastyworks. Okay, so that's the guy who did this. He's the one that put it all together. He has done a lifetime of just working for us. Let's talk about pricing for a moment. One of the things that he talks about often is that we need to manage our trades, right? And especially if we're the ones that are holding the bag, and we're thinking maybe if we just hold it all the way to expiration, we could avoid those commissions. Well, he wanted to encourage people to manage their trades. Everything in the options market points to the fact that if we are managing our trades, we do better. And he didn't want people to hold on to a trade just to try to avoid commissions. So one of the things that he made sure of is that there are no closing costs in your options trades. You only pay to open. You do not pay to close. Because that's how strongly he believed in the idea that we need to manage our trades. Now, of course, you don't have to manage it. You can still do whatever it is that you've always done. But he stands behind what he says. The research proves that if we're managing our trades and closing them early and taking care of business, it works out better for the trader. He believed in that so strongly, it's in his commission schedule. All right, so it's $1 per contract on the option side to open a trade. And if you're a multiple contract trader, once you've capped out at 10 contracts, you're just going to pay that 10. It's not going to continue to go higher and higher and higher. So if you're scalping with 20 or 30 contracts, you're still capped out at that $10. And it's only to open, not to close. Now, I already showed you what it was on Thinkorswim, and when I log in here, I'll show you it's actually a little less than this, but we'll get to it. Of course, there's futures, and there's options on futures, and then there's the micros. So the commission schedule is there. It's transparent, easy to see, and there's no ambiguity or confusion here. It's very clear cut. That it is what it is, and that's it. It's done. You don't have to worry that somebody knows someone and got, the inside deal. When I was trading everywhere else, I always had that concern, do I need to ask somebody for lower commissions? And then I would, and they'd say, well, prove to us that you're going to be a very active trader and we'll give you a break and we'll cut you this low. You don't have to worry about none of that stuff here, guys. Everybody's paying the same thing. And you know what? That feels good. I know that somebody out there doesn't have an edge that I don't have. We're all going to be treated the same. All right, so that's a really good deal. And I haven't even got to the platform yet. Right now we're just working through a couple of the basic things. Just before I go to a broker, I want to know that it's, that the company itself is someplace that I can pick up the phone and I can call them and talk to them, and I'm not going to be stuck on hold. They're not going to talk down to me or give me the runaround. I'm not going to have a hard time understanding the person on the phone. It's just those things matter before I even open up the account. Then I can get into commissions and what can the brokerage do, what can the platform do. This thing does curve analysis, so if you've been on Thinkorswim and you do the day step or the vol step, you'll be able to do that here, right? You'll be able to look into the future and say, if price goes down and volatility goes up, what's going to happen to the price of my option after 14 days? You can adjust those things and see, just like you can on Thinkorswim. It also does a really good job when it comes to managing a trade for quick roll. Just the click of a button. You want a quick roll, you can just hit a quick roll button and it immediately loads you up, throws you in there, and presents you with a rolled trade. One thing that I love about this is I tend to close trades at around 50%, and it has that pre-built right onto the platform. As soon as I open a trade, I can just hit the close at 50% button, put it on good till canceled, and I can go on about my business. I don't even have to try to sit there and calculate what is my 50% going to be. Quick order adjustments, it immediately just push of a button, it's ready to go. Guys, this thing was built for options traders. Sure, it'll do futures and you can do stock, but it was made by options traders for options traders, and they listened to our feedback. People complained that the charting isn't as robust as they wanted it to be, and they reached out and they started to make adjustments to the charting. It's still not quite on the level as where I would want it to be on the chart side, but I gotta admit I do a lot of options trading without looking at the chart at all. Quant Trading 101, I can see everything from the options chain. Right? Percentage of profits, I kind of tagged on that a little bit already. You can just preset your probabilities and you're good to go. Guys, this thing is amazing. So let's go take a look at that. And by the way, like I did say, it's on the desktop. You can get it in your browser. It's got the mobile. And I've used all of these. I will say that the mobile took me a little longer to get used to or to get comfortable with than I would have liked. But it's still, I've got very fat thumbs, I don't like to say that, but I got big paws. I've worked with my hands my whole life, and I'm still able to use their web device, their mobile app. I can still get it done, not accidentally push buttons that shouldn't be pushed. So let's go take a look at the platform now, all right? Let's go get into the meat of it all. So I'm going to log in here. Give it a second to do its thing. All right, so here is the Tastyworks platform, and just like that, you can see every trade that I have on right now, and I've got one account not showing and one account that is showing, and this is just one of my log-in accounts, which is really nice. You can decide what is hidden, what's not hidden. I could have hid all of these details just a click of a button. Like that, they're gone. Let's start with a couple of key features, and I really think that I'm going to have to do more than one of these walkthroughs just to get through the platform. I want to keep these videos under 20 minutes, so better pick up the pace. On the far left side of the platform, you can see down here at the bottom, I am connected. These quotes are live, but the market is closed. We can see that the market is closed because of the red dot. I can see that I'm live, and it's in my time zone. I really don't think that I can change the time zones, but honestly, I've never tried to change the time zones. I've got pre-built watch lists. This thing comes already loaded with all of the sectors in place. And then it's got preset watch lists, including what is liquid today, liquid ETFs, unusual options volume. It's got the futures components for those smalls that I was telling you about. Pre-built watch list with only the smalls themselves, micro futures, CME futures. In case you're not comfortable with futures language, this means the indexes, the NASDAQ, the ES, and the Russell. Not the Dow, but the other three. And that's just for the watch list, not just those. And then it's got a lot of the other CME futures as well. Fast movers, what's moving on the day. These are pre-built things that you don't have to worry about learning how to scan or building a scan. They're just already done for you. A market watch list. The dividend aristocrats, that was something that I learned from getting a subscription from Seeking Alpha. I used to read a lot of articles about these dividend aristocrats. Well, instead of having to go in and build your own watch list of those and to keep track of who's now on the list and who's not on the list, it's already pre-built for you. Things with 52-week highs, 52-week lows. Tastyworks does an hourly top equities watch list, which is really nice. So the market opens at 9:30. At 10:31, you go in here and look at this, and it's got top equities coming out. Tom Sosnoff, the guy that I was talking about, he's got his own watch list. When he makes changes, it changes this. And then there's just the Tastytrade's default watch list. One of the things that I do want to mention when we are talking about watch lists and scanners is that you cannot scan the marketplace here. You can't go in and build some scanner and then dig through the entire marketplace looking for something. You just don't have that here. But you can build a watch list and then you can scan for things in that watch list to a limited degree. Like I said, he was very interested in eliminating a lot of the bloatware. Okay. This thing also, of course, it'll do your positions for you. It will hunt for things that they consider interesting for earnings, or you can just look at everything that has earnings. This next watch list section, this is my own personal area that I've made watch lists. I recreated the Dow 30, I recreated the S&P 100, and then I can use my own watch list scans to see what in the S&P 100 might be something that I want to trade today. So that's the watch lists. I can expand this out and I can change the columns in here to show different things. If we go in and we look at the choices, it's got your usual things that you would expect to see: earnings, dividends, open, high, low, close. It'll show you an automatic correlation with SPY. So if you're looking at a product, it benchmarks that against the SPY and shows you how much its beta is, lockstep, penny to penny with a correlated SPY marketplace. The liquidity ranking is nice. They decide if a product is, quote, liquid, and then they give it a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5-star rating to tell you it's a liquid product. They calculate your dividend yield. Of course, they run a beta. They do an implied volatility 5-day change. Think of that from you Thinkorswim people. That would be a volatility sizzle. All right, same thing on Thinkorswim. Sizzle is a 5-day average. Well, this is an implied volatility 5-day change. What else they got in here? It will tell you the exchange of what you're looking at, and then a description, of course, right? So I run mine the way I like it: IV percentile, IV rank, IV index, volume, and net change. That's just what I'm interested in. While I'm here in this section, I also want to point out that I can look at all of my lists or make a new one, clone one, mess with one, add something to the list. Then there's the main center display area where I can also go in and add these things again. And then there's the right sidebar where I can also go in and set watch lists or have things displayed and showing. You can see your accounts. You can choose to look at how your trades are showing or not showing. So if you want to do an overlay, maybe compare one of your trades with another one, or see how multiple trades are going to affect your position, you can see that, or you can just hide your positions from the analysis tab. You can deal with how futures are measured, because they will show you like a beta of your futures. And then how options are done. So in here you can set your options bracket order for your stop loss, your 25% or 50%, and then you can do like your target profit zones, things like that. So imagine that, guys, a pre-built stop and a pre-built target profit all ready to go. You didn't have to worry about figuring out how to do it, get it set up, bracket orders and all that madness. Just done right there. All right, so it's just really comfortable. If you're a person who trades a lot of the same values, maybe you like to do fives, you just go in and set your order increments right here and just be done with it. And of course, yeah, we do stock, right? It does stock, and you can do percentages instead of price, which I like to do a lot of things in a percentage instead of a particular dollar value. So just a really amazing platform. I'm running out of time here on this video. I really don't want to overdo it. The zoom level is the last thing that I'm going to hit here, and I'm also going to change the time zone since we were just talking about that. We were looking at this broker's platform with a 90% zoom, and I keep it that way because I've got a really big screen and because I like this right side sidebar being open. But I'm going to bump it up a little bit and actually go to 110 for the rest of this and for the next videos from here on out, just so that you guys will be able to see my platform easier. So exit out of that for a moment. You can see how things are a lot clearer now. It's a lot more zoomed in. The entire platform is a lot closer to us now. All right. So from here, guys, the recent symbols, it makes perfect sense what is recent, right? It's the things that I've recently looked at. I want to leave it here, guys, for this, and I will see you at the next video.